Hi friends! It's National Film Score Day and day 3 of VEDA. We are vlogging every day in April, so be sure to tune in and subscribe to see us every day. Today we are joined by our really good friend Alyssa Swann.
Hi.
She's hanging out with us. We are sitting on a bench in the Big Thunder Ranch Trail area, which I don't know if this is still going to exist once Star Wars Land opens, but right now
it might. I mean, this is a walkway to get to Star Wars.
Oh, okay, so
This
it's
is
one
where
of the
Star Wars
entrances. So
is.
right now it's a dead end, so it's a very nice, quiet place to come find a bench and hang out. Very, like, you can hear Big Thunder Railroad going in the background. It's really cool. So that's where we're at today.
People will be over here just walking and going to the Star Wars land.
So that's where we are today. And we're talking about our favorite Disney film scores. So Alyssa is actually a stage manager or ASM?
Stage
Both.
manager.
So she has a lot of stage manager experience. So she's worked in musical theater. So she knows a thing or two about music and the music that's written, not for film, but theater, but still, like, we all love movies, and we're talking about our favorite.
We love a good score.
Yeah, we love a good score. So let's get started. Like, Alyssa, since you're the guest, why don't you go first? What's your favorite Disney film score?
My favorite film score, unpopular opinion, because everyone usually dislikes this movie, but it's A Bug's Life.
To be fair, I don't dislike A Bug's Life. It's just not even close to being my favorite Pixar movie.
Same.
So
I don't hate it. I definitely don't
like it. It's
dislike
cute.
it. It's never like a movie where I'm like, this movie sucks or anything. It's just like, I don't go out of my way to watch it unless it's already on. Then
no,
maybe
I do.
I'm like, I'll watch it.
Well, always got on my way to watch it. But it's just because I like it so much because of the music. Like, I think the music is very smart and very in tune with what the movie is, and like how it brings in like reeds and how they like made up a sound for like a snail shell and like how it's gonna sound with the music. Like, I think it's really smart. And I also, another unpopular opinion, I really like Randy Newman's music.
Oh, wow.
Everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
No, for sure. But I just like that me and Erika are both like,
I really like it. It makes me really happy, and his voice is just something else.
It is.
it is something else.
I mean, we all love the storytelling, though, right? Like, we all love Toy Story. We love Bug's Life. So there's something to be
And
said
like
for
the music is,
That's my impression.
but the music speaks so highly of it.
Yeah.
And it also won a Grammy.
Oh,
Fair.
it won a
Fair.
Grammy.
Fun fact.
That's cool. That's fair. What's yours, Tiffany?
Guys, are you gonna be surprised when I say Hercules? Probably
Who put the
not.
gliding gladiator?
Hercules! Yeah. By good old Alan Menken. Hercules is my #1 favorite film score from Disney. The muses are life, the gospel truth is life. And I read like a little, hi!
There's a baby saying hi to us.
Hi! Oh my gosh! I read a little tidbit about Hercules, that Alan Menken wanted to make it more Greek classical sounding, and the director and the screenwriter was like, no, we want a more modernized way of storytelling, and we want to use the gospel, because they were like, the gospel would be like a more modern way to tell the story, and in the same way of like Greek like storytelling, they thought it would be like a cool modern equivalent, which I thought was kind of neat, because literally I think that's what makes that soundtrack for me, is the gospelness of it.
Oh, for sure.
So I just think Hercules is already like an underrated film, and if you've never watched a video of me talk about Hercules, I'll say that Hercules is probably one of my top Disney films, because it's the first Disney animated full-length feature film with a black character in it. 1997, people, believe it or not, that was the first one.
That long.
The Muses are the first time I ever saw myself in a Disney animated motion picture.
And also, Meg is such a strong female character.
And Meg
as well.
is
She's not
the
just, like,
bomb.
a damsel in distress.
Oh,
No, she's her own hero.
Yeah, she can tie her own sandals and everything.
she's the best. I love the Muses, and I love me some Meg. I won't say I'm in love. It's probably one of my favorite Disney songs of all time. It's my go-to karaoke song that I sing. It's my jam. So, Hercules is it for me.
For sure.
What about you, Erika?
Mine is The Lion King. I know we're talking about score, not soundtrack, but just to go back a little bit, I have a long time, lifetime love of Elton John. because of that soundtrack. And I remember my mom got it for me when I was just a kid. I'm not going to tell you how old I was, but I was young. And I just listened to it over and over and over again. I watched the movie over and over and over again, and to the point where I could recite that entire movie from beginning to end. Like the dialogue, the music, like all of it, I just knew it because it just spoke to me so much. And possibly for the same reason, like a similar reason as you love Hercules with the muses, it just had such a strong African influence. I'm not African, but it was really nice to know that that was where that music was coming from. Throughout the entire film, you just had this vibe of like you knew that you were in the Pride Lands, you knew that you were in Africa, and I just felt like everything just, I mean, the score sets the mood of a movie, right? And I just feel like they did such a great job with that. When I was supposed to be happy, I felt happy. When I was supposed to be scared, I was scared. And also just going back to the soundtrack, the songs are just so powerful and so much fun, and it's just, it's truly a classic, and it's something you can just listen to over and over again. And actually, in 1994, when the movie came out, it was actually the #1 soundtrack sold in the US for an animated film. It's since been surpassed. It was surpassed with Pocahontas shortly after, and now Frozen holds the title. But that's like a huge honor. Like, it was just a really good soundtrack and a really good score. So Lion King, I mean, honestly, that's my favorite Disney movie still to date. And I mean, I love a lot of Disney movies, but that one just will always hold a place in my heart.
I mean, it's legit. Lion King is a classic. It's like ranked up there with
Can
like.
we talk about Jonathan Taylor Thomas? Heartthrob.
Or Jason Weaver. I was about to be like Jason Weaver because he's a singing voice, and I love me some Jason Weaver.
Yeah. So yeah, those are our favorite Disney film scores. I feel like we made some pretty solid choices. Like, I mean, Bug's Life.
So good. It's so good.
I mean, I might need to revisit that film just to listen to the score.
I know,
again.
me too. I'll give it another chance.
Yeah,
I'll give it another chance.
I mean,
we tease her about it so much. It's really funny.
I mean, I listen to that Hercules score and soundtrack a lot. I have it on vinyl now. I just have a lot of things. I don't listen to a lot of newer things unless I love it, like Frozen, like
For sure.
So I need to go back and revisit it. Everybody recently was talking about Tarzan too.
Yes.
I haven't listened to Tarzan. That's not a Disney movie I watch.
That's
like,
a good
honestly, I'm not a big fan of the Tarzan film. Like, for me. But like everyone talking about that soundtrack makes me like want to go back and like re-listen to the score and the soundtrack. To
Great
be like,
score, great
what
soundtrack.
is all this about? Because I forget.
I also just love Tarzan as a film. Like, I love the idea that this human was able to grow up and connect with animals, and that they were able to take him in as their own. And I don't know, I just really loved it. It tugged at my heartstrings. Turk was an awesome character, also a very strong female character. Turk is a girl.
Turk's a girl.
Oh, and I love the little elephant. What was his name?
Oh, I love him.
Tantor?
Yes, Tantor.
Oh my
Looks
God.
That was one of my
questionable
favorite
to me.
ones.
Is this water sanitary?
You know what? We would love to hear your favorite Disney film scores and your thoughts and opinions on like what you think is the best, and not just scores and soundtracks too. Like,
let's
let
just
us know.
lump it in.
Let's just lump it in, and let us know. You can let us know in the comments below. You can also follow us on Instagram and let us know there at Disney Benches. And yeah, that's all for today. Thank you so much, Alyssa, for hanging out with us and being in our VEDA video. And again, we're doing VEDA every single day in April. Please subscribe and check us out. We have some giveaways coming. We have more special guests coming. And we're just going to be hanging out at Disneyland and other places.
Yeah.
I think you'll be kind of excited by the other places we visit that are still Disney related.
And some benches.
Yeah, definitely. Always going to be on benches. Twirling our hair.
Not a bench.
Twirling our hair. That's what we do on the bench. We sit on the bench and twirl our hair.
twirl our
We'll
hair.
explain soon why we do that. There's a reason. But yeah. So that's us. Thanks so much for watching, you guys.
It's
Bye.
Disney Benches.